So, if I've planned this correctly, you should be seeing this on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Winter, Happy all the things. I thought today would be a good day to just do some Christmassy things. So, we are going to start by talking about my decorations. This is a video that I do pretty seasonally because I just love decorations. Am I the best at decorating? No, but I love to buy decorations. I love to thrift decorations. I love to be given decorations. I love to put decorations out. I love everything to do with decorations. Therefore, I feel the need to make a video on this every single season. I think after this one, I need to stop though, because what more can I say about my decorations, honestly? So maybe next year we'll do a decorate with me rather than me just talking about the decorations. That is not why we are here. I am babbling about. Let's talk about my favorite decorations. Let's start with my mini gingerbread. Now, I just got her this year from my mom. I'm a little sad I don't have the Mickey. I just have the mini. I need to Google this and see. I believe she got this at Kohl's. I need to Google and see what else comes with her. Are there other characters? Is it Mickey? Is there Goofy? Is there Donald? I want them all if they exist. Something that I didn't put on my list for some reason, and I should have because I've had this since I was a child, is my gingerbread dolly. Isn't she cute? My mom made her. I don't know if it was part of some kind of like a kit or something. I don't know. I just know every single December, my mom gives me my gingerbread dolly and I sleep with her every single night. Although now I just keep her out as decoration. I don't really sleep with her anymore, but she brings back a lot of memories. So this is probably the decoration that has been with me the longest. I honestly don't even have a memory of a Christmas without my gingerbread dolly. And that is her name, Gingerbread Dolly. I'm very creative. My cat also loves all of these stuffies. Usually I keep them in the office, but I felt like we needed a good background. So I guess today they are out for him. He likes to knead on them. Right next to my kids' room, I have a Christmas tree for them that's made out of fleece. I got this at a craft show a few years ago, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a little chaotic. There are pieces missing. There are Velcros that are ripped off. I spend most of December just picking up the little felt ornaments and the felt presents and stuff. And then I just redecorate the tree every single night. So I think I enjoy it more than the kids do. I don't know why they feel the need to take them down every single day. And every single time I put them back up, they take them down. But I guess that's the fun in it. I have fun putting it back up. They have fun taking it down. This little Tommy doll that's in the box still was, I believe, a gift from my mom to my dad. And then they gave it to me because I was a hockey player as a kid. And I just remember every winter my mom would put it on the shelf and I would see it. And the good childhood memories. So I love that I have that one. And I also have another toy that's in the box still, and that is my candy cane My Little Pony. I don't remember what year My Little Pony came back with a vengeance, but I was in a chokehold as a child. I remember specifically this one. I was very excited to get from, I think my parents gave me the first one, and then my grandma ended up giving me this also. And before we went to my grandma's house for opening presents, my parents had a talk with me. They were like, you're going to be getting the same present that we already got you from grandma. Just act surprised and grateful. And I don't think my acting was very good. I opened it and I very robotically was just like, thank you, grandma, for my Little Pony. But funny thing, I don't know where the one that I opened, no clue where that one is. But the one that I did not open is still with me today. So I have grandma still. Speaking of grandparents, when my grandpa passed away, we got to everybody in the family go through all of the seasonal decor. And I feel like my memory of all holidays are my grandparents' decorations that they had out during that time. It was very important that I got a few things. And one of the things that I got was this rocking horse. And I remember this rocking horse sat on the coffee table in the living room, which is where we also would open presents. And I remember just staring at it. You can wind up the bottom and it plays like a little Christmas song, and it's so cute, and it just, It's good memories. So that is one of the things that I got from my grandpa. I'm trying to think if I have any other Christmas decorations from my grandpa. That might be the only Christmas decoration. He was a Halloween birthday, so he had a lot of Halloween decorations. And if you watch my Halloween decorations video, I probably bring them up a million times because I have so much Halloween decorations from him. Next is this Sesame Street snow globe that I thrifted, I believe, last year. And I keep this in a spot where the kids can play with it all they want. They just press the button. It sings like Jingle Bells, 12 Days of Christmas, and then it snows little styrofoam balls all over the characters, and they just love this thing. I hear it all day. Very similar, I got this deer head up here from Menards last year after Christmas, and I got it half off, and I believe it's regularly like a $50 thing, and I got it for $25. So very proud of the deal. When I first planned on making this video, this was more up there of a favorite, and I still love him. He's great. I might have to figure something out though, because he is just like going, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas. When he's singing, he is not working very well. So right now he is off. He is motion activated, usually when he's working. And my kids love just waving and then singing and dancing to whatever song he sings. So I'm a little bitter right now because he's stopped working today. Once he starts working, he is a favorite. I'm not one that gets annoyed super easily by either kids' toys or decorations like this. I don't know why. It's just easy for me to tune it out, or I just have fun with it. Let's talk about some of my favorite tree ornaments. Of course, my favorite ornaments are the ones that my kids make, or the ones that have my kids' pictures on them, but I do not show my children, and so those aren't really a part of my favorite ornaments. So I'm just going to talk about the super basic ones that you get from the store. First one is Mario. We are a big Mario house. If you've seen our office where I do my workouts, a lot of times you will see all the amiibos in the background, all of the Marios in the background. I watch Mario movie at least once a week with the kids, and I still enjoy it. We're very excited for the next Mario movie to come out. By the way, did you see my shirt? Look at how cute. Next, we have Tom Nook and Isabel tree ornaments. These are the ornaments that I got for my kids last year. So what we're doing with our kids is that every single year we buy them a specific ornament, and usually we try to coincide it with what they're into that year. And last year, they found their love for Animal Crossing. They just love Tom Nook and Isabel specifically. So these are their ornaments. And when they move out someday, they will have at least 18 ornaments. And this last ornament that is my favorite is probably my most favorite. It's the Diet Coke one, and it's because I'm obsessed with Diet Coke, and it just looks delicious sitting up in that tree. I'm staring at it right now. I make sure that when we put the Diet Coke ornament up there, that it is a spot where I can really see it, although it's kind of making me want a Diet Coke right now. And of course, our Christmas village. I am gonna need more room for my Christmas village next year, I think. Every year we add a little something something to our Christmas village. This year we added the church at the very top. Our very first part of our Christmas village was the barn. And yeah, we love our Christmas village. It's so fun to look at it. We keep it lit all year. I have good memories of going to my grandparents' house and seeing their Christmas village, specifically the skaters. And my husband has that same memory with his grandparents too. Like the skaters, for some reason, just really stuck in our heads. Let me know, do you have memories that are tied to certain decorations like that? Especially with grandparents' houses. I feel like that is such a common thing, and especially let me know if it's the skaters, because is this just all of us? My parents never did the Christmas village though. It was just my grandparents, and I'm not sure why they didn't, because they enjoy decorating too. So there that is. That is all of my favorite decorations, and now I have a couple of gifts that I need to wrap. We're getting close to Christmas time here, and I don't have a ton to wrap, but I have a little bit, and I figured we could wrap together. Am I a professional wrapper? I like to think so, but that's only because I'm the best rapper in my house, and I don't know if that really counts when two of them are under 5, and then there's just my husband. My kids are sleeping, in the other room. So I'm not gonna say what their gifts are just in case they're kind of listening. Here's one of them. This one is specifically from my husband to my kids. They spent the summer fixing up an ATV and it was a Honda. So they got shirts that are definitely going to be too big for them, but they will have them for many years. And for some reason, we were sent 3 of them. I double checked the order and it said 2, but they sent us 3. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do with the 3rd one. I have a wall of just boxes right now for just in case I need to wrap something, and I just think these are the smallest boxes that I have, and this is just too big. Do I just try to wrap it as is without a box? I might do that. Let's use my Mickey wrapping. Good tip for wrapping paper. I never buy my wrapping paper at Christmas. I buy it the day after Christmas, and you can get it so cheap. So that is what I do on December 26th. I buy wrapping paper for the next year. And this was one of the wrapping papers that I bought last year, and I remember being like, oh, I wish it was Christmas again because I was so excited to use it. If you can't tell, I like Disney. My kids love Mickey Mouse. I feel like this year especially, they just got really into Mickey Mouse. So I'm thinking they're really gonna appreciate this wrapping paper as well. All right, let's talk Christmas cookies. What are your favorite Christmas cookies? Mine are probably those peanut butter cookies that have the big Hershey's Kiss on them. And actually, this might be a little biased, but the hot cocoa cookies that I made, insert video here. I was very skeptical of the hot cocoa cookies as I was making them this year, because the dough was so weird. It was almost just like wet sand. The recipe online, it said you need to trust the process. We know this is weird. Just keep going with it. So I did. And I brought them to a cookie party. But dare I say, I had the best cookies. Although honestly, the gingerbread cookies that my friend brought, those were also pretty good. But you should let me know. You can't even see me wrapping. Let me bring you down a little more. Okay. Now you can't see my face. There's not a cute angle to do this in. So are you big on baking the cookies, or are you big on just eating the cookies? I'm big on both. I like to bake, but well, the thing I don't like about cookies is that you have to individually make so many. You have to scoop them and put them on the baking sheet, and I'm just now realizing how lazy I'm sounding. But it is a lot of work. And then you gotta wait for them to bake. Hey now. And then you have to put another load of cookies in. And I think this might change. It might get easier for me because I asked for Christmas for a larger cookie sheet. I think what really slows me down is the fact that I can really only make, it's gotta be less than 10 cookies at a time because of how small my baking sheet is. I could almost fit 2 of them in our oven, but just quite not there yet. And if I put the second cookie sheet on the shelf that's lower, even though it's like right there, it's not super low, it is right next to the top rack. Just the bottoms of the cookies, they get burnt. So I really only trust that one shelf. If I get that bigger cookie sheet, maybe my life will be a lot easier. What do we think of my wrapping? It's okay, it's fine. I'm not loving this angle though. I think I'm safe to talk about this. I don't think my husband's gonna be watching this on Christmas Eve, but if he is, this is your gift. Don't look. My son picked out this soap for my husband. I decided to go to the store and let the kids pick out one thing for him, and that will be their gift from them to him. And as long as it was less than maybe like $20, I was gonna be chill with it. And he decided soap was a good gift. And I did not even smell this before I put it in the cart, and I probably should have. But I think he picked a good scent, and he did actually sniff, because he picked out one bar of soap that was right next to this one, and he sniffed it, and he said, ew, gross, put it back. So we did. And so he smelled this one and said, yes, that's the one. So he has good taste. And this one's gonna be so easy for me to wrap because it's so small. But I'm also slightly irritated that I'm taking out such a small amount of paper from this roll. Oh no, did I measure this wrong? I said this was gonna be easy. How did I measure this wrong? I have such a list of topics over here and I've only babbled about 2 of them. So we were talking about Christmas cookies. What about Christmas meals? What do we think? What do you have for Christmas meals? Because I only somewhat recently, not very recently, about when I started dating my husband, so like 10 years ago, I only recently realized that a lot of families eat like almost the same foods as Thanksgiving. So a turkey, a ham, you know, potatoes, that kind of, like a spread, like a legitimate hearty meal. When I was growing up, my grandpa would order the holiday Subway. We had Subway sandwiches for Christmas, and I don't like, well, I like sandwiches more now, but I did not like sandwiches at all that weren't just PB&Js when I was a kid. I think a lot of that was because I don't like sauces on my sandwiches, and usually when you order that type of thing, they come with like mayo or whatever else people like to put on their sandwiches, mustard, I don't know. So I usually would just eat Christmas cookies for Christmas, and after my grandpa passed and we didn't do Christmas there anymore, apparently the rest of my family was pretty pumped to not do Subway sandwiches for Christmas, which is funny because I'd never heard anybody complain, although I wasn't really listening. I guess I was just waiting to open presents. This is what I got my nephew. He's super into building stuff and World War II. I'm just gonna keep using the Mickey wrapping paper. Anyways, after he passed, we started doing either Swedish meatballs or French dips, which I love both of those things. Every year when my mom asks which one do I want, I say, why not both? So I think she kind of just goes with what she's feeling at this point, because I am happy either way, and I am the second most difficult one to please with family meals. Number 1 is probably my husband. He's the pickiest eater ever. I don't think he likes the Swedish meatballs so much. I think this year I told my mom, if you want him to eat, you may want to do the French dips. So I believe we're having French dips this year. I need to just start making my own French dips. For some reason, I just believe that this would be too difficult of a meal for me to make myself. And it definitely isn't, because my mom just throws the meat in a crock pot. I think I could do that. I just gotta figure out what meat. I know it's some kind of a beef, but what type? I'm not really a cook. I kind of just stick with what I know, and I don't know a lot of recipes. So our plans this year are to go to the 2, well, I guess we have 3. Yeah, we have 3 Christmases to go to. One of them isn't until almost mid-January, so that's why I keep forgetting about that one, because it's not for a long time. And then we have my mom's side, and we have technically my parents and my sisters, but we do our gift exchange and everything. We do that right before my mom's side, so it kind of just goes together. We have those Christmases, and on Christmas Eve, my parents are going to come over here and hang out because we both have no plans for Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is going to be all of us here, so my kids are going to have their grandparents here, which will be fun. Is that it? That's all I had to wrap. Oh my gosh, that's all I had to wrap. Okay, let's just sit and chat for a minute then. Hopefully I gave you quite the Christmassy podcast vibe, because you could see nothing of what I was wrapping. Oh, the next thing that I have in my notes here is a tradition that I do not want to do. There are many traditions that I love. I love getting a tree. Well, we have a real tree. I didn't do that growing up, but my husband did, and now I love going to the tree farm and getting the real tree with the kids and looking at it and putting it in here and smelling it and vacuuming up the needles every single day. That's the reason that my mom didn't want to get one. She didn't want to vacuum up the needles all the time. But honestly, her fake tree, it sheds needles too. Granted, not as many as the real tree, I'll give her that, but still. Another tradition that I love, the Christmas cookies. Love Christmas cookies. Obviously, giving gifts, decorating, all that stuff. Love it. What I do not love, what I do not want to end up doing, but what I feel like is quite the trend are the elf on a shelf things. I don't want to do them. I don't want to introduce them. December is already a stressful time without me having to worry about that thing. So I don't know how long we'll be able to avoid it, just because, like I said, it is a trend. At what point will all the friends at school be like, why don't you have one? And then he's going to ask for one probably. Give me advice on that below. And if you have gone through that, if you just caved or if you came up with something. Because I don't know. I also don't want to ruin like the enjoyment for other families, because I know other families love it. So I don't want like the fact that he doesn't have one be like the tea in the school, and then they're like, why? And I just don't want to ruin it, because other people do like it. I just really don't want to do it. Christmas movies. That is another great tradition that I love. Christmas Vacation. That is number one. We're actually going to go to Christmas dressed up as the characters from Christmas Vacation. We love Elf. Of course, Christmas Story. Of course, the classic clay animation guys, like the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. Love all the Christmas movies. There is one Christmas movie that I do not love, but the rest of my family loves. And by family, I mean my husband and my children love this movie. I don't think my parents like this movie. I don't think my sisters like this movie either. Maybe it was just an us thing. But the Grinch, any version of the Grinch, do not like the Grinch. I haven't seen the newest Grinch from 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. I have not seen that one, but I imagine I wouldn't like it. The Grinch is just gross. I just don't like him. And my kids love the Grinch. Thankfully, I haven't had to put on that movie more than the one time. Actually, they really liked Elf, but just kind of the beginning of Elf, where they're in the North Pole. They love that. So I've seen the beginning of Elf a couple of times, but the Grinch was only on once, and I was very busy cleaning, so I didn't have to watch. And then a new tradition that I think we are adding is going to be going to a Christmas parade. Is this a thing where you live, this Christmas parade thing? I don't remember this really being a thing when I was a kid. And it was strange because I was at my parents' house like 2 weeks ago. Then we saw, fire trucks going down the road. They were like, oh yeah, the Christmas parade is today. And I don't remember my town ever doing the Christmas parade, unless maybe we were just always gone when the Christmas parade was happening. I don't know, but I don't remember that being a thing. My husband grew up going to Christmas parades, so maybe they were common back then. I feel like now I hear about the Christmas parades a lot more. So are they more popular now? I don't know. But I think that's going to be a new tradition that we do. We went to a Christmas parade about a week ago now, and it was fun, and the kids loved it. They loved seeing all of the decorations and all of the people waving and the candy and all of that. It was very cold though. Very cold. And I had to push the stroller through many unplowed areas. Why was it not plowed or shoveled? Why? I got 18,000 steps that day. That was the same day that I did the Grow with Joe workout too, where I did the 5-mile step thing in the morning. I don't think that wore me out as much as taking the kids to the Christmas parade. I think that really ended it for me that day. But that is all I have for you today. Merry Christmas, happy holiday, happy winter, whatever you're up to. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!